When you see me put that 9 up in that pussy hoe, cock it back slow.
Murderdog motherfucking magazine, man. We grew up together, you know what I mean?
If you ain't seen it, then you're fiending for that meaning of that Nina of doom. 2 inches in and 4 inches.
Shouts out to DLK Enterprises, man. Thank you for coming up and showing up.
DLK Enterprise! Better believe, bitch.
I want to ask you a few questions, like, what inspires you to do music?
I've been doing it since I was 13 years old, so I kind of inspire myself because I love music so much. My mom grew up listening to the radio each morning, every single morning, so something instilled in my head, like, it makes me love music, you know what I mean? I used to try to do it for the money. I used to do it for fun when I was young, then it transferred to trying to do it for the money, and now I'm back to, like, pretty much doing it.
Now, did your mom support you when you told her you wanted to do music?
She didn't really know what rap was, but she supported anyway. She told me I didn't have to get a job if I knew what I was doing, so I'm trying to do my music and make it successful. She gave me that chance.
That's right. Now, I'm listening to some of your lyrics. Now, I'm an artist myself. I want to know, what kind of mood do you be in when you write lyrics?
Different moods. I don't really even write until I'm in a certain mood. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a sad mood, I love to write sad songs. If I'm happy or if I'm feeling mad or angry, I write those type of songs. It helps better. I write, you know, I write like just to write sometimes, but usually when I'm doing an album, I can't release a lot of albums because I write like when I'm in a certain mood and I want to get that certain feel from my album. You know, being with Strange, they want you to release an album every year, but shouts out to Strange, but they want you to release an album every year, but it's hard for me to deal with that part of it because I like to write when I'm ready to write. And something hits me and something's deep.
That makes sense. When do you get today's music?
Today's music is engineered basically on a lot of radio stuff, so people respect the radio stuff, and I'm really not into that part of it. I'm underground, so I really can't make too many statements about it. And you know, they're doing good. I just think that if you get on the radio real quick, you're going to be a one-hitter quitter most of the time.
But you love underground.
I love it.
That's right. That's right. So, do you have sisters and brothers, or are you an only child?
I'm an only child. I have half sisters and brothers who I really ain't in touch with, but I still feel like an only child. I've been here by myself, doing it by myself. No mom, no dad, just taking care of myself.
I want to ask you more about what you're doing with technology. How do you feel being signed with them?
Well, Strange Music is where it's at. I mean, there's nothing that's happening on the independent level like Strange Music anymore, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to be a part of them, you know what I mean? Everybody, family argues and everything, and I gotta put that out there based on, we've been through our things, you know what I mean? But you gotta love being with Strange, you know what I mean? They keep you out there, they're very professional, and I would never take that away from them. They're very professional, and you know, I'm glad to be a part of the family. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't.
Right, it is a family. Another question I wanted to ask you is, I talk to a lot of your fans, a lot of people that listen to your music, and you have this old school sound to you. How do you keep that going?
I do what I want to do, and I've never changed. Only change that I make is to upgrade. You know what I mean? I try to be a very creative person, and my upgrade comes from creation. And I'm always trying to do something new, and I'm always trying to do something new in life. And I keep that going with my writing and everything. Like, I try to write movies and everything too. I always try to upgrade. So I've been doing it.
So you script write?
Oh yeah, I got screenplays. Me and my girls, we have a whole bunch of scripts. Yeah, we plan on doing something later on. I mean, we're the type, we'll write a whole bunch and then figure out what to do later because...
Now, what kind of scripts are you guys into? Like real life gutter stories? Or?
Well, I write horror mostly. She can write everything. You know what I mean? She can write, from superstar type things. She has a wider rod than me, yeah. You know what I mean? But I mostly write horror.
So, another thing I wanted to ask you, if you was to tell your fans anything right now, what would you tell them?
I really appreciate you staying around for all these years because you know that I had a real shaky career with the record companies that I've been with, so I really appreciate you for being around all these years, and you're kind of like a cult following, and I really, really thank you.
So, you have 3 records coming out.
Yeah, I have 2 of them out. One is Dinner and a Movie, the other one's Cocaine Strangler, and then I'm working on Mandible Lecter now, and these records are connected, like a 3-album trilogy about one serial killer, so they all connect together, and it's a whole full story. I have 6 videos on the internet about this story now, and when I do this 3rd record, it's going to be 3 more videos, so it'll be 9 videos total that'll come out on the DVD and explain the whole story of the movie. So, 2 of the records are out. Dinner and the Movie's doing good. Cocaine Strangler's doing pretty good out there. Strange has got them all over the world in America, so everything's doing good. But what it's about is a guy who started out as a rapper, didn't really make it, got really frustrated, and that's Dinner and the Movie. Cocaine Strangler, he really going overboard with getting frustrated because he's so tired of the politics and music that he starts going overboard. He starts to dip into killing animals, then he starts dipping into killing humans, and then now Mandible Lecter, he's went overboard, and now he's killing humans and eating them and doing a whole bunch of different types of stuff. I don't want to say the end of the story because until all 3 albums are done and all 3 videos are done, I don't want to really.
Now that was a very good concept. What made you come up with that concept?
Well, I grew up with Run DMC, I grew up with Rakim, I grew up with Slick Rick, and I'm used to like rappers who do carry a storyline, throughout albums and stuff like that. Like every album you make is supposed to be for something. It's not put 10, 12 songs on the album and call it an album. It's not that. Right. Michael Jackson never did it like that. You know what I mean? So I try to really keep like a focus on putting out an album because it means something instead of just doing an album just to put songs on it.
Right, and that's very important. To me, storytelling is very important. To give your fans a chance to feel you.
Yeah, and you can have all the elements, party, everything in that story too. But I don't know. I chose that crazy route for some reason.
So what's up with the footage in the woods?
That's where I do my killing. You know what I mean? As an artist and a creator, I do my killings in the woods. I love the woods. I love barbecuing. I love meat. I love all that above. You know what I mean? I love to do it, and that's to me the best place. And you never run out of wood. So.
Right, and that's very different. Yeah. Nobody else is doing that.
Well, I'm out there like pretty much like that. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't know what I want. I don't want to say no. You know what I mean? But trust me, my mom, she raised a good boy, and I'm very creative. I'm so creative to the point that where people might believe some stuff. I mean, I've had fans tell me that they believe some of the stuff that I talk about, eating humans and stuff. It's being creative.
Yeah.
It's being creative.
Right.
It's just what I chose to do.
Right.
Not every artist should choose to do what I do. I took that chance, and I'm the one that got to live with that chance.
Right. Me, myself, I was curious about where did you get your name? How did you come up with Brotha Lynch?
Actually, my brother Six, he gave it to me. I used to so-called lynch rappers when I battled them. I used to go around to every high school, and I used to just tear rappers up, and they say I lynched them. He was my brother, so he ended up calling me Brotha Lynch, and then I put the hung on it.
I like it. It's crafty. Now,
but he's not your real brother, right?
No. No. You know how you grow up with someone and you call him your brother? the type of brother he was. And he still is my brother. No matter where he's at, he's locked up. Free 6, he's locked up, and he's really into God now, so I want to send shots to him. Hopefully he'll see this one day. So.
There's a lot of things that other people do reflect on you. How do you feel about that?
I've went through a whole bunch of flack over why he was locked up, and people thought that I should be on his side because of why he was locked up. And I'm on his side forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until he faces me and tells me, you know, the deal, and then I can make that decision on my own.
Right. What is it about that Sacramento sound, and who brought it out? You know, because Sebo, you and Sebo kind of have that same sound, you know, and I want to know more about that.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how the whole thing started, and I'm gonna be real with it. For the first time, Murderdog magazine in the motherfucking house. Homicide, a rapper named Homicide, was one of the first rappers to have a record out in Sacramento. My boy No Love was the very first rapper to have a record out in Sacramento when all of us rappers, we were doing it for fun, thinking that nobody's gonna make it out of Sacramento. You know what I mean? No Love comes out with DC Ray, you know what I mean? And they come out with We Love You Marvin. That was the first rap record to come out of Sacramento, and from somebody that lived in Sacramento. Homicide came next. He was signed with Cedric Singleton. They went and signed a deal out of LA. It didn't work out. That's when Cedric Singleton started Black Market Records with Homicide. Homicide ended up leaving Black Market Records. Ced ran into X-Rated and me. Now, me and X-Rated had our little squabbles on who was going to be. We understood that Ced could put a record out because we saw Homicides in the record store. So it's like, oh, we finna sign with this dude. You know what I mean? We fought over it. X-Rated said, you know, I'm finna do this right now. So X-Rated got his EP out, and when I saw X-Rated's album in the record store, I was like, wow, this dude really could put an album in the record store. So I worked on 24 Deep, my EP, put it out. So after that happened, 24 Deep came out in 1992, and I saw myself in the store. I was juiced, and you know, it spread it from Sacramento to, you know, Northern California to LA to Arizona, and this started spreading out like wildfire. Next thing you know, Sebo and Freddie puts together a record company, and Freddie is the owner of the record company, or they may have went in half, I don't really know the details, but they come out with a record that does pretty much equally as good. So Sebo came out, and me and Sebo started cracking, you know what I mean? And then things started blowing up, and then other rappers like Hollow Tip and other rappers like Looney Coleon, Devious, and other rappers, a lot of people started coming out because of that. So it basically started from No Love, DC Ray and all them, then went to Homicide, then me. Everybody would like to think that Brotha Lynch was the first rapper to have a record out in Sacramento, but that's not true. I got to give it up to No Love, and I got to give it up to Homicide. You know, true veterans who never really got to make it big. People didn't know about them, and I got to give it up to them right now, because they were the first, and I went to their concerts in the crowd, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I was the first one probably to be really nationally known from Sacramento, so a lot of people give me my props and stuff, you know, but the real ones to come out with records was No Love and Homicide, man. Shouts out to my boys, you know.
Yeah, I was hearing about you back in 1994 in San Francisco.
Yeah, man, and that was some other Andre Nicotina years too, when I first hooked up with Andre, you know what I mean? That's when I'm out here in San Francisco now, hooking up with Andre, and we haven't hooked up probably since that time, you know what I mean? Andre is an entrepreneur, and he's respected. He gives good shows. I got a lot of respect for that dude.
That's right.
Yeah, he's doing it. I created that that horrorcore. I didn't call it horrorcore. I called it Rip Gut. But then this big phase came through where they started calling it horrorcore. But me growing up, I was calling it grip gut cannibalism type of stuff. And then it ended up getting the horrorcore. They put me in the horrorcore section. It was like, I don't know, I've been doing the rip gut stuff for a long time. Me and X-Rated and Six, we used to do that stuff for a long time. And then when I did do the 24 Deep EP, I was like, since I'm doing this horrorcore stuff, I'm gonna take my album cover in a casket. And then when I took it and it came out, people used to think that I was dead. Every concert that I did, it was like, man, I thought you were dead. You know what I mean? Everybody thought I was dead. I didn't know it was gonna formulate like that though. But they used to always ask me, you know, I thought you were dead, you know? No, I wasn't dead. I just made up an idea to take an album cover in a casket. And people really thought I was dead. And that actually kind of helped me blow up, even though it wasn't intentional. People thought I was dead. I'm like, no, I'm not dead. Oh, he's back, and they were happy about it. Like if Michael Jackson was to come back alive right now, not to say I'm Michael Jackson, but, but if he was to come back right now, people would be like, oh man, I thought you were dead. No, it was a trick. That's what, I mean, mine wasn't a trick. I just wanted to take a picture in the casket and make it my own.
Right, that's
just
how
a concept thing.
Right,
yeah.
That's how you felt about it. Because you don't see a lot of rappers doing those kind of gothic concepts.
No, not at all.
But you see a lot of rockers doing that, like Brotha Lynch and a lot of people. Yeah.
I don't know. My mom was a hippie, and I picked up on a lot of that stuff. So it was crazy. Like my mom was a hippie. I listen to rock. I listen to all kind of music. You know what I mean? There's rock people that I like better than rap right now. You know what I mean? They're holding it up for us because I still feel like we're on the underground side. Us and Kurt Cobain and all that. We're on the underground side. We're holding it up for us. I think we're doing good. You know.
To me, underground is the best music.
To me,
that's me myself.
I mean, you know, we don't get controlled as much as Illuminati. Nah, alright, I don't want to get in there. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We don't get controlled as much. You know, they do make their cash though, so you can't really say nothing. But I gotta stay underground. That's what I know. You know, I don't want to go in no other element. You know what I mean? So I do what I know, and I'm gonna stay there.
Well, that's good. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I just can't believe like you're with Tech 9 right now. That's just crazy.
Oh yeah, man. Tech, they've been wanting me for a while.
And he's crazy too. He's on another planet.
He's a little on the other side of the fence. You know what I mean? So. You know, so I mean, you know, it was a perfect fit.
I can't wait to hear your new album.
Me either, man. I can't wait to get it done. I just started, and I'm looking at April. I don't want to promise anything, but I'm looking at April. And it's gonna be the craziest out of the three that I released with Strange. So that's a guarantee, depending on what Travis or Gwen lets me get away with. They do monitor on my albums. They know I go out. Sometimes I go out crazy. Sometimes no monitor and stuff. But they do love my shit, especially Dave Weiner. He's one of my biggest fans. Shouts out to Strange Music, Dave Weiner. You know what I mean? Basic Music. I gotta do that. And the Black Dog Bone. You know, we've been together for years, man. It's been about 20. You gotta know it. It's been about 20 with me and Black Dog Bone, man.